A lot of times on this channel, I've been asked, Lionel, when's the best time to go to Phuket? And what's the weather like? Today, I am gonna answer your question on this video. What is up, you guys? I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Lionel and I do lifestyle and travel videos mainly in Phuket. For those of you who have subscribed here for a long time, you guys know that I go to Phuket at least once a year, sometimes twice. But if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you're a fan of Phuket, consider subscribing as well. Because I do a lot of Phuket vlogs. Phuket, an island in Thailand. If you're in Southeast Asia, Phuket is definitely one of the top destinations to go to. With that being said, a lot of times we keep asking the question, when is the best time? When is the best period to go to Phuket? And I would say there are some factors to consider. Factors like the cost of accommodation and flight, the weather. When is the best time for snorkeling or scuba diving? Some of you might consider crowd. Some of you might also consider the events that's going on. Whew. Boy, it's hot. It is hot. So I am here today to break it down briefly for you so that you can make your decision on when to visit Phuket. January. It's a popular month for tourists. Very little rainfall. Most days, you have clear blue skies. The sea is ideal for swimming. It's calm, it's clear. It is the most ideal time for day tours, scuba diving trips. Even the nightlife is a good party atmosphere. Now here's the not so good part. Roads are busy, accommodation prices are higher, and of course, crowded. Particularly in Patong, it will be crowded. It will be packed with people. Everywhere there will be lots of people. Then we come to Feb. It is nearly not as popular as in January. The weather is still perfect. The sea, day tours, all would not be affected, and nightlife will still be busy. There's festival like Chinese New Year where there will be fireworks. Traffic, crowd, accommodation would still be the same as in January. So it is still considered the high season. Now we come to March. It is slightly hotter in March. However, during this month, you will see a slight drop in crowds and tourists. Hotels are slowly reducing their rate. Not the lowest yet. There are some rainy days, but mostly sunny. And then we come to April. Now April is really interesting. It is mostly towards the end of high season. However, there are special dates. Special dates like on Songkran. On Songkran alone, it is like the high season rates again. This is where all the tourists come to Thailand just for this event. If you don't know, Songkran is like a water event. People party and bring their water gun or their bucket of water to splash people with water, and it's a form of good luck. So during the Songkran event, it is crowded again. Hotel accommodation rate goes sky high again, and April is the hottest month in Phuket. Yeah, that's why they have the water festival to cool themselves. Another bad point is that during this period, there will be a lot of accidents, a lot of motorbike accidents because of the water festival. Yeah, accidents do happen. When water is being splashed to motorbike riders and then they slip and then they injure themselves, be careful. Be careful during this period. Now we come to May. May is easily one of my favorite months in Phuket. Reason being, it's my birthday. I bet I visit Phuket mostly in May because it's like my birthday. I want to give myself a treat, and then at the same time, prices of hotel all start to drop. May is the start of the low season, so things tend to get cheaper in May. Flights, accommodation, tours, everything is a lot cheaper when it's the low season. Now, even though it's the start of low season, there's still some nightlife. However, the party atmosphere won't be as great as in the high season where there's people. I guess when you want to party, there has to be crowds, and if there's no crowd, then it's a little bit hard to party. So this is a factor to consider if you are a party animal, and if you come on the low season, most places would be a little bit quiet. Now in May, it's very hard to predict the weather. If you're the type that prefers good weather throughout your whole holiday, I wouldn't bet on May. Because there are some days it rains, there are some days it's nice and sunny. The reason why a weather could be important to you is because if the weather is really bad, like really bad, storm, rain, big rain, your day tour that you book on that particular day may be cancelled, or it may be affected. They might change it to another day. If you're going out, let's say to shopping, when it rains a lot, it floods. Sometimes the flood can be so bad to knee level or your hip level. So these are the things that you have to take into consideration. However, if this doesn't bother you, then if cheap accommodation is the way to go, then yeah. In June, July, August, it rains a lot. It rains on most days. Again, this is the low season period. A lot of accommodation is gonna be very cheap. A lot of flights are also gonna be very cheap. This 3 months gap, a lot of business in Phuket are going on holiday. Some of the establishment may be closed during this period. They close because during the high season, they work very hard. And this is like their summer break. This is like their 3 months of holiday. The Thai people will go back to their hometown to visit their families. You'll see a lot of bars are very quiet, shopping malls. Basically, everywhere will be very quiet during these 3 months. Expect a lot of rain, thunderstorm. It all happens. Expect a lot of day tours to be cancelled. Tours like Similan Island would be closed because the waves and the sea would be too rough to travel. Or expect tours to be cancelled because there's not enough people to go on that tour. It happens. I've been through it. In fact, there was one time I booked the tour and then they say, we canceled the tour for today, can we put you for tomorrow? So they are trying to consolidate everybody to go on one day. It does happen. Now September is probably the wettest month in Phuket. It rains a lot, high humidity. However, one benefit is that there's very few tourists during September. This is the month where new business starts to open up, or I would say a lot of business are preparing to open up. And then we come to October. October, another one of my favorite months to visit Phuket. We are moving towards the high season, but the prices of the hotels and the flights remains relatively low. Now this is the period where the weather starts to get a lot better. It only rains on some days. It's almost like the May period where prices are low and the weather is not too bad. This is the time where day tours, the sea, for scuba diving and all that stuff, they are open and in operation because we are coming to the high season now. November, which is the start of the high season. Prices of hotels, flights all start to rise up during this period. The weather would rain a lot lesser during this period. Now you would see more tourists start to come in and places start to be a little bit more crowded, especially in the town areas. Town areas like Patong, Phuket Town, the Central Festival, Jang Salon. You would see more and more tourists start to come in during this month. This is where in Phuket, scuba diving season starts as well, unofficially. Apparently it's unofficially. They are like preparing for December. And then in the month of November, there's this Loi Kratong. That's this Loi Kratong festival. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Which is the Thai full moon festival. This is the festival where hundreds of lanterns are being released out into sea. You get to see the whole sky lighted up. And a lot of tourists, yeah, they are present for that event. And then we come to December, which is the high peak, most craziest month in Phuket. Everywhere is crowded, prices is all increased, prices of hotels, flights all go rocket sky high. I remember visiting during Christmas and 31st night. The whole beach road in Patong was closed because there were lots of people. It was like a concert walking back to back. During this period, especially on 31st night and Christmas, you would see fireworks up in the sky all night and the celebration continues throughout the whole night. It never ends. December is probably the best time to visit Phuket weather-wise and party-wise if you're a party animal. Now that I break it down for you of what each month offers in Phuket, I would say there isn't a right or a wrong time to visit Phuket. It actually depends on what you're looking for. Now if you're the type that likes partying and good weather, then December and January suits you best. Now if you're the type that's like me, who prefers less crowded and cheap, then during the low season would be my most ideal time to go. It really all depends on what you want, and I hope I break it down for you to make your decision easier. I did a video and it was raining heavily, but I still went out snorkeling. I didn't care. So if you're the type that don't care about the weather, I would say why not go during the low season? It's still fun. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Please give me a thumbs up like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you're a fan of Thailand, or if this video is helpful to you. I shall see you in the next one. You guys keep smiling. See ya! I hope you guys all don't visit during May and October, because that's the time where I go. I like it to remain quiet and not so busy. Who am I kidding? Come enjoy. A lot of people are still coming to Phuket, even during the low season. Every year I've noticed an increase in tourism in Phuket, and I guess this is not avoidable. So my last trip to Phuket, I realized there were lots of China tourists and there were lots of Indian tourists. Phuket has been more popular than it ever have been.